Hello beautiful people, it's Dee with Crooked Magnolia, and first and foremost I would like to say happy blogiversary to Crooked Magnolia. I can't do anything but thank God for the growth and for the people I've reached, the random text messages I received. Truly a testament to really show that I'm blessed. I have been fighting God and prolonging this post because I never like anybody in my business. I don't like it, and I never have liked it, but in this era I feel as though God has really forced me to be transparent. He just pushed me out of my comfort zone to just meet other people where they are and help me grow along the way. So here it is. For as long as I can remember, I've literally been intrigued by medicine. If someone gets a scratch on the playground, I just wanted to see it and see what was wrong. And as I was a child, I was very sick. I had oxygenation problems, had pigmentation problems, and doctors concluded that I wouldn't live past the age of 5. But God, through all of that, I just knew I wanted to be a nurse. I knew just by the impact that the nurses had on me that I want to have that impact on someone else. That intrigued me to go to college and pursue a degree in nursing. I started at Georgia State University. School has always been easy for me. I've never really had to struggle in classes. Up until I applied to nursing school, I was so nervous. I had so much support. And at first I got on the wait list and I was devastated. I was like, Lord, I've come this far. Why now? And I was so discouraged. I talked to my mom and she was like, it's not over till the fat lady sings. What God has for you is for you. You know this stuff. It resonates in you from when you were a child. But at that moment, I was just like, it doesn't matter. A couple weeks later, the day was just terrible. I got an email. It was like, a spot has opened for you. And I cried and I was grateful and I called my mom so happy. And I just couldn't contain myself. I went about the program, and up until this past spring semester is when I started psychiatric nursing. And that tore me up. I've always walked around so strong. Everybody thinks, just by knowing me and knowing my faith, they just think everything's great. Nothing is a problem. I'm happy. I'm making it. But that wasn't the case. My first day of psychiatric clinical, I was just sitting there what? As time went by in that class and the clinicals, it really just got me in a way that I never thought I would be impacted. And it really just hit me and helped me realize that I wasn't over some things of my childhood in regards to separate parents and in relationship with my parents and the things that we went through. It really hurt. And I ended up going into a deep depression. I didn't tell anybody because I was so stuck on the stigma of being a strong black woman. I ended up eventually talking to my professors, and they pulled me through. But my first 2 exams were A's and B's, and then during that depression, my 2 exams in both classes went to 60s. And I continued to talk to my professors, and once we got to the last exam, the final exams, I had to get an 80 on one and an 84 on another, and I ended up getting a 78 and an 83 on one, and my overall grades were a 72 in both courses. Just the test grades ended up being a 72, but at Georgia State you need a 74 to pass classes before they add any other grades in. And so at that point I was like, wow. My hope was that since I had been talking to my professors and leaning on them during this process, that okay, they know I literally, on my other grades they're 100s and 90s, they'll just give me these 2 points. But that wasn't the case. Ever since that last exam, which I believe was April 28th, I've reached out to them, I've contacted them, not even to get back into the program, but just to see what steps I needed or if they had any advice on different schools or anything. And I've still, to this day, August 3rd, have gotten no response. That hurt a lot, and I'm not a student that asks for handouts. I'm not a student who thinks, this journey is easy. I'm not that at all. But it really hurt because it's people that you talk to and say, the first day of school, I'm here for you regardless, we're going to make it through no matter what. We're going to do what we can to help you guys become nurses. And I was devastated, and I started questioning God. I'm like, God, I worked hard. Why now? Why, when I have a year left to graduate, do I have to go through this? And in this era, I just realized, it's not about me. It's really just a test of faith, and it's really to help me bless someone else. And about a month ago, I ended to leave my job because I was a resident assistant for GSU Housing, But I knew that if I stayed at GSU, then I wouldn't be pursuing a career in nursing. And I was like, God, here I am. I'm not in school anymore, and I'm not working. And I'm like, God, I just don't know. I don't know. And all along, I just continued to try to be a strong Black woman. I continued to try to inspire people and help people with their struggles while just bottling mine up inside. It came to a point where God was like, you have to stop. You have to be transparent. It's not about people being in your business, but it's about you motivating someone else on this faith walk. It's not always going to be easy. It doesn't always look great. It doesn't always feel great, but the faith in God will get you so far. And I can't do anything but praise God, because I should have been done. I should have been, just as much as I put my focus on school and work and making money, I should have been at my lowest. But through this era, like, I have peace, I have joy. I lost to win again. I kind of just stopped everything. I started just getting more into my word, praying more, and my faith in God is on another level. And it's crazy, because as soon as I was being transparent a little to others, they would come to me with similar situation. It would be all Godspeed. Like, I would have nothing to do with it. It'd come out of nowhere. And I knew, like, at that moment, if I wasn't transparent to help them, then it wouldn't impact and motivate them as much as it could. I don't care what other people think. You know, I didn't have school, I didn't have work, but that's not going to get me into heaven. That's not going to wake me up every morning. A degree or a piece of paper isn't going to do it. It's great things for this world, but we got to think past it. Just as a testimony, I did get accepted into a school. I got accepted into Chamberlain University. By the grace of God, really all of my credits transferred in, and so I will still be able to graduate in a year or year and a half or 2 years at max. The only downfall is that it's an expensive school. It's private, but with the circumstances I was under with the classes, it was minimal schools I can apply to. For me to complete my degree in 2 years, it essentially is going to be $50,000. And as I sat in that meeting, I was just overwhelmed. Even though I knew the price going into the meeting, I sat in that meeting, I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, Lord, now you know, I don't got no job right now. You know, I don't want to keep taking out all these loans. Because as we was talking about finances, the advisor just stopped, because she saw me getting overwhelmed. And she was like, why do you want to be a nurse? And I told her, I feel like it's my calling. And she was like, your calling? I was like, yeah, Jesus is my main squeeze. And she was like, I like to allow students to open that door before I do. And so she was just started talking about in Jeremiah 1 and how God just, he knew us before we were even in our mother's womb. Like, he knew our plan and our destiny. If it's your calling and God brings you to it, then he's going to bring you through. I used to say that sounds so cliche, but there's nothing cliche about God. I'm just here to encourage somebody that you don't have to always act like it's okay. I was in the Black community, especially women, we just have to be so strong. That's just always how it's been. And I'm still strong. For me to get up day by day, knowing the situation that I was in and how God brought me through. That's strength and that's faith. It's about you to help somebody else and for you to grow. It may be hard during the season, but when you're out of it, when you realize that God is greater and that these worldly things really aren't going to matter at the end of the day, you're going to have so much peace. I may wake up, my bank account may be looking real funny, and I'm like, God, I don't know how I'm about to pay this $50,000 for school, but he's always going to make a way. I haven't worked since April, but my car insurance has been paid. My credit card bill has been paid. I had gas in my car. I had food in my stomach. And we have to take our hands off of it. Last night at Bible study, essentially just talking about you have to lose to win again. You really have to be willing to give up everything that all your desires, your loves, everything that keeps you going, to really remember that God is it. Like, God is the source. I'm not saying any of this for a pity party, because I'm not sad at all about this situation. I know that everything happens for a reason. And I feel that I'm going to have a great education at Chamberlain University. I feel that God is going to provide these finances, and I know that my support system and everyone else is going to help me along, whether it's monetary gifts, whether it's prayers, whether it's just a laugh from him. I know that with my blog and with me and my faith, that I will make it through. So I'm not worried. I'm not here for sadness. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm not sorry I had to go through that. I was at first, but now I'm so grateful. And I know just a testament that God, he always makes a way, and his plan is always greater than ours. And he can see so much more than we can see. I pray on this next year of Crooked Magnolia that I will just continue to reach greater heights, that God will just speak through me, and I will just be able to encourage someone along the way. So I never thought I would post something like this, but here it is, and I love y'all. Be great.